but failed to execute. That of actress and public personality Tebogo Thobejani, an ex-girlfriend to Matlala, now in hiding, fearing for her life. It's been 2 years since you were nearly killed. How are you doing? How are you holding up?
It's been a rather difficult 2 years because within also the 2 years I've literally been on the run. And it's also been very difficult for me because the lady that was sitting in the car with me, she can't walk at the moment. It has been very difficult for me, my family.
Where were you coming from? Where were you going? What happened?
We're doing an audition for a club that I was supposed to open. After the audition, which was in California, we decided to go to the Signature Bar, which is a Morningside shopping center. We all got tipsy, and then we were planning to drive back to my house and have an after party. On our way, I think about a couple of streets later on Rivonia Road, after we turned towards the police station, going straight past the police station, and we heard a shot. I was surprised, confused.
On your side? Was it shot on your side?
Yes, it was shot on my side.
And where was Japan sitting?
Next to me. I asked her, have you been hit? She's like, yeah, I've been hit. So we drove to Four Ways Hospital, and we went to the emergency. Immediately, I made 1 or 2 phone calls, and then the police came. An amazing policeman from took down our statements, and that guy, when you find out how we found the criminals and how everything came out, you'll truly believe in the grace of God and in His timing.
And then we can speed up the process.
Do you think the right people have been arrested?
Yes, definitely. I think that the right people have been arrested. They were my first suspects, and all of this happened. People turning around and saying, how did you date such a man? And I said, there's no man who comes up to you and tells you that, hi, how are you? I'm a killer. I do all these dirty things, and what. You meet a handsome man who's spoiling you, and everyone wants to belong to someone. He's saying the right words, and I fell for it. Nothing deeper.
Tell us about the Vusimusi you know, or you knew.
Well, I can't really go into much character about the person because of the court case, unfortunately.
How long were you together?
I can't also go into that because based on the court case, anything that I say can be held against me.
And just tell us about Japan's injury. She was shot in the spine.
She was shot, a bullet that hit between her rib and then the back of her spine, one, right? And then eventually we found another one at the bottom of her back 6 months later.
So is the prognosis that she will never walk again?
I don't go into this kind of discussions with her because it's kind of like negative. She is strong and she's doing a physio, and sometimes she can be on crutches.
But she hasn't walked in 2 years, basically.
She doesn't blame me. Her family doesn't blame me.
Why would he want to end your life, do you think?
First of all, I don't think we had a great ending to our relationship because of what happened, which is what I can't disclose. You see, certain things I've written down as statements, and I don't want to contradict myself on air. As you know, this is a fragile case. Clearly, he did not like me as a person. Thirdly, that lady didn't like me as a person. And maybe I do know 1 or 2 things.
And obviously, a lot has emerged about who he really is. More than anybody ever knew in the country. How does that make you feel?
My name will never be the same again. And not one government institution, not anything has come up to us and checked if we were okay. All we're doing is just watching a bunch of men run around and argue amongst themselves. No, you did that, he did that, you did that. What about us victims? What about our safety?
Why do you think it took the police so long to crack this case?
This case has been cracked for a long time, but because of influence and power.
The arrest couldn't be made.
Mm-hmm.
Tonight, I address you on a matter that concerns the security of our country.
Trust me, with what the president said yesterday, a lot of people might even retract from trying to come out about this guy because he did not fulfill any confidence. That's he actually made us more afraid.
You mean on Sunday?
Mm-hmm. It really was rather shocking that no accountability is being taken for us victims.
Provincial Commissioner.
Nobody wants to be associated with this whole thing.
How do you respond to people who say that you brought this to yourself? I'm sure you've heard people say that, that you were hanging out with the wrong people.
Let me tell you something. In our industry, there's never going to be a situation where women in our industry are not hanging out with men that are compromised to a certain extent. And then this is not what happens to South Africa. Our culture is so used to women being killed, women deserving this. I hang out with policemen, I hang out with businessmen, I hang out. That man was in a business of security. Shouldn't I have felt safe? I didn't see anybody being shot in front of me.
Has the state done anything to secure your safety?
Unfortunately, when you look at the situation, you become also afraid of people in the state because it looks like when they dip in further, there's more to everything that meets the eye. Any sort of security based on the fact that I've been made a poster child, especially for this particular person's crimes, is very frightening because it clearly has a huge circle. So, security-wise, I am taking care of it myself, financing all of it myself. This clearly goes deeper than just my attempted murder, as we've stated. When they've looked into his phone, they've realized the ties he has in the underworld, the ties he has with the police. Whereby now, people want to perceive that I should know some of the stuff that he does, and it puts me in a lot of danger because maybe people that he's done work with will think that I have something on him. And outside, people look at you as someone who has done something wrong. The justification of the person shouldn't be looked for from me. It should be looked for from him. What does he think I know that he would feel that he would want to put out a hit on me? And that lady, I don't know. I've never done anything to her. Obviously.
The wife, Thobejani.
Yes. Based on the case and certain things about the case, I can't go further in, our relationship between all of them. This, you'll have to hear about it in court. But clearly they are, to me, very, very dark people. They sleep at night knowing that they've put a young girl in a wheelchair. They sleep very well at night, live their lives, and while we suffer. This is why I wanted to do my foundation, because I realized that people don't have anywhere to run. And where, just like the road accident fund, if you are done for such a bad crime, there should be a way that the state should compensate. Japan is the lady I was with in the car. Her mother is paying bills, medical aid, rent for her child. And some things, obviously, I can't really engage in how far and what's wrong with her. But let me tell you something. What they've done to this girl is terrible. And I don't think they regret what they've done. I think they regret being caught.